Things that just make sense on land.
Sailors at a ghost town.
Welcome to the Calico Ghost Town. This visit was one of many activities to celebrate my sister Bella's 30th birthday.
Yeah, me and my husband tried to come here like 3 times, but we were always late, so we weren't able to see everything here.
But now, when we've come here, we can see everything.
Yep.
Calico was started for silver mining in 1881 and had its peak in 1887 with a population of 1,200 people. It exported $86 million worth of silver from over 500 mines. Then Calico drastically declined because the value of silver dropped from $1.30 an ounce to 63 cents an ounce. In 2001, its population was only 8 people. Thankfully, though, Calico was preserved and refurbished, unlike many other mining towns of the western United States, because of Mr. Walter Knott, who generously donated Calico to the county in 1966. You might recognize Mr. Knott because he also created the amusement park Knott's Berry Farm. But let's get back to the town.
So behind me is an 1888 steam fire engine. So the fire department used this whenever there was a fire. They would pump water, and this is what they used to put it out.
Another section that really interested me was the house of Lucy Lane, known as the Queen of Calico because she lived there for 67 years. She and her family arrived to the mining town in 1884. She married her husband John Lane at the age of 18. They had a grocery store which prospered until the value of silver declined. So they left Calico in 1899, but permanently returned 15 years later. John Lane died in 1934, and Lucy died in 1967 when she was 93 years old. They were loved by everyone in the town. May Lucy and John rest in peace.
So I just got this drink. Anastasia, so this is the original before root beer. That's the root beer. You want to try?
Yeah,
Go for
sarsaparilla, I think it's called.
Sarsaparilla. I
Oh
want
my
to
gosh.
see her reaction. Here we go.
It's really good. I really like it. Actually, the original sarsaparilla used to be a bit toxic, so they've redone it so it's a safe version, but it's still really tasty and you get a little bit of the history with it.
It would be great with ice cream.
I should also mention that the scenery itself is gorgeous with the mountains and the desert. We could connect with some wildlife too. For example, I had the closest experience of my life with a certain squirrel that was running around by some tables. It touched my foot for a moment, which was so awesome. I'm happy we got it on video too.
Papa, do you really like this place?
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I love taking pictures. A lot of history, a lot of drama, a lot of people, a lot of success, a lot of failure. Very interesting.
It's crazy to imagine real people like doctors, dentists, bakers, miners, and children lived normal lives here. Luckily, stories about Calico were written by real residents, and some excerpts were posted on the walls. For example, a woman reminisced on her excitement as a child when the first bathtub arrived in Calico. Also, a man named Jim Mudgett wrote about how his mother Fanny taught Dorsey the dog how to take the mail between mining towns. Dorsey the mail carrier is very popular here. The last thing we did before we left Calico was go to a rock shop there, where we picked some geodes we wanted to crack open. The machine followed old techniques. On top of a barrel, there was a series of metal circles on a chain that was wrapped around the geode. Then we rotated a crank to tighten the chain until eventually the geode cracked in half.
Will it be a big pop?
We repeated the process for a few geodes and alternated who was pulling the crank. All 4 sisters got a turn. The end result was beautiful. The rock guide identified the crystals inside for us. They were mainly smoky quartz. What great souvenirs! All in all, this visit to the Calico Ghost Town was incredible. I have never done something like this before, so I'm happy I experienced this with my family. Stay tuned for even more birthday activities we did for Bella.